What if the character everyone loves to hate is secretly one of the most important pieces of Summertime Saga's story? Some fans believe Eric's role isn't just comic relief or annoyance, but that he's designed as a mirror to the main character, showing what happens if you never grow, never change, and never step up. Is Eric actually the dark reflection of the player? Let's break down his story. Eric is first introduced as one of the main character's closest friends. On the surface, he's supposed to be a supportive companion, the kind of guy who's always around when you need him. But it doesn't take long before players realize that Eric is far from the perfect best friend. He's lazy, socially awkward, and often causes more problems than he solves. His personality is full of flaws. He's envious, insecure, and sometimes downright manipulative. This is what makes him such a divisive character in Summertime Saga. Unlike characters like Judith, Roxy, or Debbie, who all have arcs about growth or hidden struggles, Eric seems stuck. He doesn't really evolve or mature in the same way. Instead, he acts as a foil to the protagonist. While the main character is on a journey of responsibility, romance, and discovery, Eric represents what happens if you stay in a cycle of weakness and dependency. His relationship with the protagonist is complicated. On one hand, they share a history, the kind of friendship built on years of familiarity. On the other hand, Eric's behavior often crosses boundaries. He takes advantage of that friendship, manipulates situations to get what he wants, and sometimes even betrays the trust of the main character. This tension creates some of the game's most memorable drama because players are forced to question how much loyalty Eric truly deserves. One of the most interesting aspects of Eric's story is how he makes players reflect on their own choices. Where most characters give the protagonist opportunities to grow through romance, problem solving, or family bonds, Eric tests the player's patience and morality. Should you continue to treat him like a friend despite his flaws, or is he someone who needs to be confronted and put in his place? This moral gray area is what keeps him so talked about. The theory that Eric is a dark mirror makes sense because his weaknesses highlight the protagonist's strengths. Every time Eric acts out of jealousy, laziness, or selfishness, it contrasts with the player's journey toward responsibility and courage. In a way, Eric exists not to grow himself, but to make the player's growth stand out even more. By the end of his storyline, Eric remains one of the least changed characters in the game. He doesn't undergo the dramatic transformations that others do, but that's exactly the point. He's the reminder that not everyone evolves. Some people stay the same, and their flaws hold them back. His presence is frustrating, yes, but also necessary. Without Eric, the main character wouldn't have that constant reminder of what failure to grow looks like. Eric's story may not make him the most likable character in Summertime Saga, but it does make him one of the most important. He is a warning wrapped in a friend, a character who shows us what the main character could have been if he never decided to change.